Hey guys, welcome back to Day to Day with Alicia K. I'm Alicia K, and today is episode 1 of what I'm going to call Midweek Mental. So every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, I have not decided on a posting schedule just yet. So once I do, I'll let you guys know definitively when these videos will be coming out. But midweek mentals are going to be every Wednesday to help you get over that midweek hump. So today, the phrase is, and let me put it in a disclaimer again. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist, a psychotherapist, none of that. If you need any more help than that, then you're going to have to definitely see a doctor, because this is just to help us all get through, to let everyone know that I'm here if you need to talk, and I'm hoping that you guys are there if you need to talk. But yeah, so today's phrase, or I guess the phrase of the week, is going to be allow yourself to feel. And I'm sure everyone's heard allow yourself to heal. For me, it's allow yourself to feel. I think that we get so caught up in everything that we're doing. We stress out about work or school, or maybe our home lives are stressful, that we don't allow ourselves to stop and think, how is this making us all feel? Besides, like, obviously, besides stress and anxiety, maybe if there's depression, besides those, it's like how you actually feel in that present moment. That is what's really important, because if you make your emotions known to yourself, I think self-awareness is so important. Again, I'm sorry about, I'm in a different space. We actually had a snow day today, so everyone's home and I have to kind of film in the corner today. But yeah, self-awareness is so important, because if you know that you're feeling these things, then you can kind of like use them. It can help you cope. I think a lot of the time people, they maybe they are aware that they're sad, but they don't allow themselves to feel that, like they think they need to be strong, they need to be well put together, they need to be this and that, like. And yeah, maybe you do. Maybe you need to put on a brave face because you're at a party, or you're at work or school, and you maybe don't want to have a mental breakdown in front of everybody. Um, to me, I think noticing them and not ignoring them is better. Please, please allow yourself to feel. All my men out there who think that it's girly, or it's weak, or you're being a baby or a child to cry, cry. We like that. I'm not saying be a crybaby, but if we can see you showing any type of emotion, if we can see you crying or really being vulnerable with us, we love that. Like, why? You don't have to hide that. We are human beings who have these functions. Like, we have tear ducts for a reason, right? We have a heart for a reason. You need to feel that shit, because when you bottle it up inside, as soon as it gets up in there, intense, complete, absolute explosion. Please allow yourself to feel. We live in a society where we're supposed to be considered strong. We're supposed to suck it up, or especially, my heritage, where our ancestors had it worse. For hundreds of years, you have nothing to be depressed about. You have nothing, like, that's not true. That's not true, and it's not fair to compare traumas. Yes, my ancestors, they had it hard. They were slaves. They had to do things that they didn't want to. They had to be around people they didn't want to. And yes, it was bad back then, but it's not fair to compare traumas. And my thing is, how do we know that their mindsets weren't better than ours? Like, yeah, you know what? I think maybe we have been a little spoiled, where we had things kind of handed to us, or things, ready made, available to us. But my great 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 grandmother could have could have had a more positive mindset, could have, been healthier mentally back then than I am now. And that's, our environment has to do with that, but that also could just be the biochemistry, like their thought process is different than mine. I don't think it's, like I said, I don't think it's fair to compare who had it bad and who didn't, because there's always something to go through. Somebody's always struggling. They're not going to tell you that, but it's definitely a thing. Don't be fooled. I think men, our society just forces them to think that if they cry, they're weak. They're, oh, you're being feminine or something like that. Like, what? No, cry. We are supposed to fucking cry. If you have to cry, cry. If you have to scream into a pillow, scream into a pillow. Like, do what you need to do to feel those emotions and to let them out. Talk to your weakest people, talk to your strongest people, like talk to your closest people, allow yourself to feel. Same thing with Black women. Black women, we're supposed to be strong and resilient and queens and stuff like that. We're supposed to handle our business, and we do. We handle our business, but we're also allowed to feel emotions. We are allowed to cry if we need to. And I think, I just think that is so important. It's been a while since I had a good cry. I know that I was, this week, it hasn't been rough, but coming up Sunday, February 19th, is the anniversary of my dad's death. And that's just kind of been weighing on me. And there would be times I'll be at work and I just want to burst into tears, or, just I have to be in the back and I just kind of have to have a moment, because it's like, damn, like my dad's gone, like how do I cope with this? And most of the time I'll sit down, I'll just kind of keep to myself and I'll let myself cry. And honestly, there have been times where I would go a whole week without even like acknowledging it. I'll just sit there and ignore it. And then once the day comes, I'm at work and I'm just shaking and I'm thinking about it like damn, like he's gone. And then that's when I like can't control my emotions. I'll start tearing up and shaking, and I get hot and I get anxious at work. And that's because I didn't allow myself throughout the week to acknowledge it, to feel those emotions. I was just like, oh, it's okay, I'll shake it off. No, don't shake it off. Cry. Cry, scream, curse, whatever you need to do, guys. Allow yourself to feel. Like, we are human beings with human emotions, and real stuff be happening to us. Cry. You need to cry, or scream, or throw something or break something, anything. It's okay to feel. Allow yourself to feel, because that's when you can allow yourself to heal. And I think it's important to have a group of friends, or those close family members around with you to help you talk it out. I think that's why there's so many suicides. They've been amplified, not just because of the pandemic, but I think because people don't think that they can ask for help. People don't think that they can talk about their mental health with anyone. They'll just be like, oh, suck it up. People have it way worse than you, or, get right with God. I'm not saying don't get right with God, but sometimes, God, obviously he's all around us. I do identify as Christian, even though I have not been to church in like a couple decades. I don't read the Bible every day, but I do believe in God and the higher power, and I do believe he's all around us. But when you have a special group of people, or your parent, or your sister, or your brother, your grandmother, when you have those people, it's a lot more tangible. And I think that's what makes it just more culpable. You're able to cope, and you're able to talk about it with an actual person standing right in front of you, who you can physically touch, who can physically touch you, or touch your heart in any way. I think that is even more important. to me than religion. I'm not bashing religion. I'm not saying you don't need religion. I'm saying it's nice to have a support system. I think we need more support groups. I think we need more after school activities. We need more youth centers, anything to help people. Because I think that with this rise in suicides, I believe that that's part of it. People don't think that they can go to people and tell them how they're really doing. I remember this post about this kid had wrote something in class like something about being what's the thing about being an adult, and he or she, they basically said, being an adult is hard because you have to say you're okay even when you're not. A kid picked that up, guys. A kid. So your grandkids, your own kids, your nieces and nephews, they are gonna pick up on how you are feeling, even if you have not said anything, even if you have not did anything to make them to indicate that you're feeling a type of way. They're gonna pick up on it, and the people around you is gonna pick up on it. I'm an empath, so I'm gonna pick up on it, and you don't want to bring me down. Don't bring me down. I know me myself, I don't like to talk about certain things because I don't want to bring people down, or I don't want to have a breakdown. But, once I get into my own space, or space where I'm comfortable with certain people that I can talk to, and I know I can talk to most of the people that I know. I have no issue talking. Like, I am a talker. Okay, I will talk about anything and everybody with total strangers too. I just think that that's what's really helped me since my dad died in 2018. Talking about it it's just liberating. It's just this huge load that gets lifted. Or if someone asks me, how am I doing? I'm not necessarily going to be like, man, tell you my life story, all my feelings that I'm feeling. But, if we're in the right space, or if we're, in the comfort, I guess, of the right space, then we can talk. I'll tell you how I really feel, and just to let that shit out. Allow yourself to feel. This week, allow yourself to feel. I'm not saying like cuss out your boss, or throw things off the shelves. I'm not saying none of that, but you have to feel those emotions. You can't ignore them, because they will take over. They will bring you down. They will cause you stress. And if you can't mentally be healthy, you cannot physically be healthy. I promise you, like, stress is a killer. It has broken down many of people's bodies. So that is my phrase of the week. That is my tip to you, is to just allow yourself to feel. And this is just one of many things that we will talk about, because mental health to me is so important. And I've been down bad for years. Since my shit here in 2017, I feel like I used to be this really optimistic, preppy person. And then 2017, it really tested me. It shook me to the core. Maybe one day, if you guys want me to do a story time about that, I will. I'll do that. But for now, we'll just leave it at that. I just wanted to leave you with this for this week. Allow yourself to feel. It is so, so important to not only acknowledge those emotions, but let them out. Whether you need to scream or cry or talk, allow yourself to feel so you can allow yourself to heal. And that's why I'm going to end the video. I didn't want this to be too long for you guys, but this is kind of how this series is going to go from here on out, where we get our mental health together. We're going on this journey together. I am not all there just yet. So we're going to do this together. We're going to get mentally healthy so we can be physically healthy, so we can be out here living our best lives, y'all. Like, it's just, this is our year and the rest of our lives. This is what we have. So if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Share this with a friend who really needs to hear this, because you guys are not alone and you are enough. And I think it's important to hear things like that, and it's important to feel things. So yes, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.